Hi everyone, it's JoJo, and I'm back. I think this is the final episode of the Journal Fairy journal tutorial. So I am going to do the cover. Katie from Bella Creativa has a video on how she's done her cover. Mine is a little different, but it's the same concept. I have a old mouse pad down because I used that when I poked my holes in here. And the way that I did this, a friend of mine told me, because normally I get it in the middle, and I didn't want this to be a complete alligator mouth. So she told me to line them up like this, and then to mark where they're at here, and then to turn it upside down and to mark here. So that's what I did. And then I just drew a line down from each one, and I used my ruler and measured between each hole. And then, yeah. Now, this hole I accidentally punched bigger because I tried to use my awl. So it'll be covered, so it won't matter. But yeah, that's a mistake I made. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I have a strip of fabric over here. This fabric, I think it's beautiful. I got this at not Hobby Lobby, but Walmart. It was in a bundle, and I think that it goes good with the fairy. I think it goes good with them. And I like because it's bright, and it has like vintage writing in it. So I have a piece here, and I think I'm going to glue this in the middle here just to get me started. And then I'll repunch my holes because I'll have it covered. But I want to make sure that I cover these lines. So I think that I'm going to go ahead and glue this on. So bear with me here. Got a habit of just kind of going with the flow whenever I do these, and just sometimes it takes me a minute to think it out. And these butterflies, this isn't going to be going exact. Well, I guess it is. It's fine. It's fine. And for me, it doesn't, it's not, it's going to be covered anyway, so it doesn't have to go to my edge. So then I'm going to turn it over. I'm just going to poke these holes one more time, just so I can poke through the fabric, so I will know where to sew. Did I get it? And you know what? I totally messed up. not really messed up, but I threw myself off. I'm going to get just a plain white piece of paper, and I'm going to I folded it over the middle, so that way when I cut this piece off, it'll be like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make this work anyway. Cut it off here. Doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm just going to fill where my holes are here. I should have done this first, but I didn't. So I'm going to try to improvise. And this hole is way off. So then I'm going to I'm going to try to fold this in the middle to where that my holes are all in the center. So maybe I'm not going to do it this way. Maybe I will because this is pretty thick. Take some of these out because I don't want them falling in the center. I'll go back and put them back in. See, those would have fell. I don't want to sew them in there. Thank God for the videos, so I know where everything goes back to, right? It won't be hard to... Yeah, I definitely want to take these out. I don't want anything sewed into the center except the pages. So I'm probably, with all you experts out there, I'm probably making you cringe right now. And I'm sorry if I do. Like, there's another one. It's been a long, long time since I've put together a signature. I had thought about just, and I probably should have, just going the easy way and wrapping it with some elastic. See, I think cheating might have been a good thing. So put me some clips on here. Yep. Try to get it as even as I can here. There we go. That's a lot better. Yep, today it's rocket science for me. I want to make sure that it's going to lay like relaxed instead of all crazy. I'm not sure. I've not done it this way before, so let's go at this different this time. Yep, I'm making it up as I go. Sorry, everyone. But I guess this will show you that you can make mistakes and it's okay. Just keep going. Don't give up. Feel like giving up. This doesn't have to be perfect, but I want it to look a little bit neater. Then I'm going to make it the same size as my book. And I want to use my bone folder. I just had my pencil. And I'm just going to make my little mark right there. And make that one here. And this one here. And I should be able to use this for both signatures because, yep, they line up. So I'm going to leave that aside. Throw away my trash, and I'm going to put this right here in the center. I need to poke my holes first. I'm getting ahead of myself. I love this all, but to me it's too big for these book pages. Not like my whole huge. Okay, that looks about even. Okay, just had my needle. Now I'm going to fold my book like in half a little bit. I'm going to put my, I love this mouse pad, not this one particular, but just having one because it keeps me from poking into other things. So this should poke right through the middle right there. See, it's coming through the middle. And I'm going to just pull it straight on through. I'm going to make sure it lines up and then just push it. And it should, with you having it folded, it comes right through the middle. second guess myself. So yeah, I'm going to I hope my pages didn't just move. It probably did. That's my luck. And I'm going to add some more twine. I did a different book a while ago with this one. I can't wait to come back and show you what I've made. I'm pretty proud of it. And if anyone's interested in seeing a tutorial on it, I'll let you put me a link below. I know that I'm rusty on tutorials. I'm trying really hard to learn how to do them and to do a better job. There's so much that has happened that I haven't gotten to craft like I want to, and on the books there's so much that I've forgotten that I'm trying to learn again and trying to get set back up and get myself going. Sometimes it's harder than what people realize when you're going through a lot and you're trying to work your way through depression, and depression can cause severe memory loss. So let's see. Hopefully my pages didn't shift. Yep, they sure did. Every mistake that can be made, I'm making. Sorry about that, everyone. But you just persevere, and there we go. Got it right through. Then I'm gonna... Okay. Yeah. Put it in upside down, Joe. So even though that's not, see how much space there is, it'll line up and I can tighten it up. I just want to get her started. I normally don't have this much trouble, or I've never had this much trouble, but I think because I'm trying to show and do a tutorial, and I get nervous when I do things in front of people like this because of the mistakes that I make. But I can normally fix my mistakes. Figure out something. Fake it anyway, right? Okay, now I'm going to go here. See, I'm going to fold my pages again so I can go right through. Y'all knew it. Wait and tell me I was taking it through the wrong hole. Now y'all can laugh at me. If I make one mistake, I'll make 100 before I get this finished. I have another video to show you pretty soon of a mistake that I made and show you how silly I felt when I found out what I had done wrong. And I'm gonna do a video and show you just how silly I was. I don't really want to, but who wants to show off and show somebody how? Oh yeah. There we go. So here, when I get here, what I'm going to do, since this was so difficult, is I'm going to, now that it's sewed in, I'm going to take my paper clip here off, and I want to look over here, and I want to make sure that there's no loops, because sometimes your threads or your twines will loop up, and you'll get it all together, and you'll think, there's a loop in here, and now you got to go back and fix it. So none of these are looped up on that side. So this is pretty tight. However, I want to double check this side too. And I start back here looking. Then I just flip through each page. And I do this with both signatures, because I don't want, a loop of thread to be showing where I didn't pull it tight enough. So there's no loops showing. Looks good. So I'm going to tie this in a knot. And then I'm going to do a double knot. So that's where I have a tie there. And then I'm going to take my thread back through and pull it tight. And then I'm going to cut this off. I normally leave these long because I always add something to them, a dangle or something. But there we go. We have one signature down. One to go. So see if I can make this one less of a train wreck. So I'm going to take all of this ephemera and I'm going to lay it over to the side, because I know that goes in signature 1, and I'm going to have to do the same thing to signature 2, just so that way it's not getting sewed between pages. I would hate that. I've done that. Sew something in a page and it not be not supposed to be there, and then have to try to fix it. It's a pain in the neck. So it's really easier for me to just remove the ephemera now, because it's not hard to put it back. I mean, you basically know where it went. You made the book. You normally know. Unless you're like me and you forget. But it's okay. It'll be okay. Put my needle over here. So I don't have a very big area to work in here, so always moving stuff. This has been a really fun journal to work on, though. I have enjoyed being able to show everyone what I do. And you know what? I want to make sure that it lines up when I put my holes. Because I'd hate to have the journal, you know, one down here and have my holes up here, or, you know, too far down here. I want it to be as centered as I can. And I want to make sure that when I put it in here, I put it right side up. I normally put the first side in first and then the back, but it doesn't matter because it's about the same amount of trouble either way you go. So I think I have this pretty well straight. Yep, see, look, I'm bubbling up my paper. You don't want to do that. So let me move this out of my way. I definitely don't want my pages bubbled. I want them to lay nice and flat. But I like to bend my book when I put my clip on. See there. So that way, if the book is bent, then it lets the page kind of flow straight. Okay. Oops. Now when I pull my needle through this time, there we go. When I pull it through, I am going to have thread to pull through. I could take that off and pull it through easier, but I don't want to rethread this needle. Threading needles is by far my least favorite thing to do. Oh, I'm not even in frame, am I? Sorry about that. I'm just pushing the needle through as best as I can. Coming through. There we go. Oops. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit my camera. I don't have much room between the camera to work, so my apologies. Hopefully sometime soon I will be able to get a better setup. So it's right side up. I want to make sure this is right side up. And I'm going to flip it upside down. Okay. But this is still the way it's supposed to be. It's going in the book right side up. But I put it upside down because it's easier for me to get here as it is to fight with the other signature that's in here. So I'm going to poke this through and make sure to leave a tail every time. I didn't tell you that earlier. I always start in the middle hole. And then whether you go top or bottom, I go top, which in this case it is the bottom, but that's okay. going to fight with me. There, now look, I get my thread all tangled, but sometimes I can't see it, so I apologize for that. You would think that this is my least favorite part of the book, but I actually enjoy sewing it together. Just takes some finagling. I think the reason that I enjoy sewing it together is, you know, when you're sewing your book together, you realize that, hey, I'm almost finished. And if I decide to come back and make some dangles for this, I'll let y'all know. But it may be a little while because I have a lot of other projects on my plate. But I have some other ideas that I'd like to do with this kit in particular that I think that would go with this book. So again, I want to pull my twine tight, and I'm going to unfasten it, and I'm going to look to make sure that I didn't get anything in there that I'm not supposed to, and I think I did, but see, my paper went in a little crooked. That's okay. So this side looks good. So I'm going to unclip this. And see there? Look, there's a bubble. The loop, I called it a bubble. Oh, paper don't look too bad, does it? It didn't sew in, thank God. But did you see how that had flipped under there? And I thought that I had sewn it in. Okay, back here we see, I don't know if you can see, but it's not as tight as it should be. So everything else looks good. So I just need to go and pull, pull, pull. Okay. So looks good on the back. I was just checking to make sure that my strings back there, or my twine, was cut my twine off. And it's okay. This one's in a different spot than the last one was. I'm okay with that. And I just pull it as tight as I can. So see, this one is at the top, and the one here is in the middle. Doesn't matter. Just gives a little bit more string. I'm going to fold my string up in here so that way it doesn't get in my way as I'm working now. And I'm going to put away my mouse pad because, like I said, I don't have a lot of room to work, but I'm going to move Sorry about my arm being so much in camera. I'm going to move some of this stuff and put some things away real quick while we go on to our next step. And that is with our fabric. And you can iron it if you want to. I like the look of it not. And then I'm going to lay my book out here on it. And the reason that I saved my be right back. I'm back. Sorry about that. Had a call. The reason that I saved putting my fabric on for last is because I want to use the fabric to cover up any mistakes and to cover up my threads here. So I'm going to lay my book this way for now, and I'm going to go over this. Let me find my bone folder. I'm going to go over this with my glue, and I'm going to use my bone folder because I want to push everything flat. I don't want the glue to look like it does now through the fabric. I want it to lay down. So I'm just going to pull my fabric up and over, and I'm going to use my bone folder to stretch that out as best as I can. Now this would also be the time, if you were using something for a closure, to go ahead and add it to the front of the book. I'm not going to put a closure on this one. I'm going to wrap it with a ribbon so that way it can be an alligator mouth. If I, so I can add more to it, do more with it. And then you can feel with your hands where it's not smooth out, and you can smooth it down. And if you see there's no ink, or sorry, no glue just shining through, sometimes you can get glue spots. So what I'm going to do is kind of push my book flat a little bit. And I'm going to add my glue here. I'm going to put it over my twine because I don't want it coming out. And I'm going to pull this down, and as I pull it down, okay, now I'm going to find the middle. Maybe I will. Try to be quick because I know that glue's going to dry. And the noise here is just on the twine. So I'm going to pull my fabric back all the way. And you can feel, if this isn't laying the way that you want it to, you can feel it. I may put more glue than I need, but rather safe than sorry. I'm going to pull my fabric over this, and again I'm going to move my bone folder over it, pull and stretch. And then before I finish, real quick, I'm going to push it on there. And there we have it. We have the cover is done. And it feels smooth. So I'm going to kind of flip this over. Well, it's not wanting to cooperate. I probably should have left more edging here, but I didn't. I just kind of want to cut at an angle here, and I want to do it up here at the top. I'm going to cut some of this at the top off. Not much, but just a little bit. Sorry, I was cutting out a screen. So I'm going to take my glue right down this edge. I'm going to flip this up, and I'm going to push it like I'm pushing to the center of the book. And then I'm going to take a piece of parchment paper, and I'm going to put it there just because I don't want it to stick, but I don't want to stop. Wait for it to dry. Let's see. Put my mouse there to, maybe it won't. Guess it won't hold it up. I have a bottle of water. That'll work. So I'm going to cut this edge down. That isn't very even, is it? It doesn't really matter so much, but I don't know if it'll tear or not. There we go. And then I'm going to cut my corners here. I've definitely got to invest in some new scissors. Okay, I'm just kind of cutting my corners a little bit. And then I'm going to put some glue here. And it doesn't matter, it's not even, it's all going to be covered up. And again, I'm going to push it towards the center. And try to just smooth the edge. Okay. Put my parchment paper over here a little bit. And I'm going to work here. I want to put this down. Sorry about that. My camera's not wanting to cooperate. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to put some glue on this fabric. And this one I'm going to pull out. And then I'm going to flip to the back. Okay. You need to make glue that you don't need a lid, right? Then it wouldn't dry. Then I take my bottom edge and I'm just going to start like right here first, because I can go back and add more glue, but I'm going to take and I'm going to fold this forward. I'm going to pinch my corner in like a Christmas present, so I have a nice corner. Okay, so now that we're here, I want to push that in under both signatures, and I'm going to take and I'm going to squirt a little bit of glue here to hold it, and I'm just tearing my parchment paper in half so I can lay it here, because I don't want it sticking. Really don't want it sticking. So I'm going to squeeze some glue through here. And again, I'm going to poke my corner up so it's kind of like a little Christmas present, you know, the corner on a present. And then I'm going to put my parchment here. I don't know why I always work right to left, so okay. Add some more glue across here. Probably put too much, but I want to tuck this corner in. I'm hoping it'll grab right there. Okay, there we go. And again, I want to grab these signatures, and I want to tuck this under them all the way across. See how I did that? And then I'm going to take some glue and I'm going to squirt it right here. Now I'm not going all the way over when I squirt, so that way my signatures don't get the glue on them, because if it seeps through the fabric, which this piece right here did, then I don't want my signature sticking and not being able to move. So here I do the same, just right there in the corner. I'm going to pull it tight. try to tuck that corner in a little bit more. Oh, I didn't think it was tucking right, but it didn't look right, but it was from the green in the fabric that yeah. I should have cut this fabric off a little bit more, but it don't matter. It will look good, I hope. Okay, now get that a little bit better. So now I have to make the choice. Do I want more of my fabric, or would I rather, I think I'd rather put down a piece of this. That would fit perfect, and that looks, to me, that looks good. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to add, let me move this paper, I can't tell which one I'm getting. And I didn't ink the back of this because I knew I was going to cover it up. This wasn't my actual intention. So then I'm going to take my bone folder over it so that glue will lay down smooth on here. Normally it does. It's just whenever it's with fabric, sometimes it's a little wonky. So what do you think? I kind of like that. Now, I don't feel any glue sticking out, but I think I'm going to put my parchment paper there just for now. So I'm going to put this piece here. Yep, let me make sure. Yep. Slide her over a little bit more. Yep, see, I want to make sure that it's not going to. That's pretty. Oh, I'm loving it. So right here, my corner is wanting to be stuck out, but it's okay. I fixed it, I think. So there we have it. Wow. Our pretty little fairy journal. Of course, I'll go back in and put in the ephemera. But I think it turned out adorable. I love it. So I want to give a special thanks to TooksCraftTable and to Katie at Bella Creativa. Thank you both so much for creating such beautiful digitals and beautiful SVGs. I really appreciate it, and I want to thank all of my subbies for being here and going through this process with me. This was really fun, and it's my first journal tutorial online. If you like this video, please click like and subscribe. I forgot to tell you, to finish it off, I'm just going to tie it with a pretty ribbon. And then I'll cut the ribbon off, but I just wanted to show you. Isn't that pretty? So thank you again for being with me through this and for watching my videos. Please like and subscribe, and come join us at jojosjazzyjunk on Facebook. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you, and be sure to be kind to one another. Bye-bye.